Yo, what is up guys, Camo here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make yourself float in Photoshop. So basically I have gone out with my friend Harry and we've taken two images. We've taken this image right here and this image right here. As you can see, all you needed for this was a camera, a tripod and a stool. So the stool is for you to lay on and you need to look like you're floating. And then you need a camera. I just use my normal camera that I use. And then you also need a tripod. I literally used a bin. I balanced it on a bin and I took two photos. You need to make sure that you don't move the photos. You don't move the camera in between photos, and you want to have a photo of just a plain background, and then you want to have a photo of your subject, which was my friend Harry, floating. But he's not floating, he's laying down on the stool. So once again I'll show you the image. This is image number 1 and this is image number 2. Right here. And basically, yeah, that is it. So we're going to get into Photoshop right now and I'm going to show you how to make yourself float. Right. Okay guys, so here we are in Photoshop. As you can see right now we have the image itself. We have two images. If I go ahead and rasterize that just to make it normal. We have the image of Harry on the stool, and then we have the image of him not there. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take this first top layer, we're going to turn the opacity down, and we want the top layer to be the one with Harry on it. Yep. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the bottom layer and we are going to hold shift and we're going to click on the top layer as well. We're going to press Ctrl-T to bring up the move tool. Whilst holding shift and alt, we're just going to bring it up a bit, just to make it a bit bigger. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to select that top layer and we're going to press Ctrl-T again and we're going to move it around using our arrow keys until you find that they are perfectly centered. So I'd use something, I would try and find something. So in this case I'm using this skip that I've got right here, this red skip, and you want to make sure that the two images are lined up. So because you've got that opacity lowered down, you can see actually both of them. So I'd say about there, that now. As you can see, there's really not a lot of difference at all between the two photos. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and zoom in right now on where Harry is, and we're going to select our pen tool, which is this one right here if you look to the left of the screen. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to go ahead and select all of this chair here, and we're just going to properly zoom in. Just come here and we're going to, you're going to want to just cut away where the stool is on yourself. Boom. Bring it all the way down. And then all you're going to want to do is click right click on the where inside your bit that you've lined out. Go ahead, click make selection, press OK. Boom, you've got your selection. Go ahead, click your delete button on your keyboard and boom, you're floating. And as you can see right now, Harry looks like he is in fact floating in mid-air. I'm just going to go ahead and now touch it up a bit. So with my hardness of my rubber on 50%, so we want to have the hardness of the rubber on 50%. Make sure the hardness is semi-hard. And now you're just going to erase away at the bits that look odd. So I want his body here to look flat. So I'd say that's looking a bit better. Now his body's looking quite flat. And here you can actually see the shadow of where the stool once was. So I'm also going to go ahead and erase that. But it's alright because you can remember that we do in fact have a copy of the background with no stool underneath. So if you just go ahead and erase, the stool completely disappears, which is quite good. And boom, you would see that he is now in fact floating. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to make your shadow, obviously. So what we're going to actually go ahead and do is we are, unfortunately you have to do this, but we are going to go ahead and pen tool Harry out right now, which shouldn't take too long. You don't have to get the exact details, you just need to do it roughly around him, just like that. Boom. So that's all you need to do. Once again, we're going to right click, we're going to make selection, press OK. Then you're going to go ahead and press Control C, and then Control V. And now, as you can see, that actually puts this into a new layer. So now what we can go ahead and do is press Control T. We can just bring this down a bit, like that. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hold Control, and you want to drag this around until you want to like kind of holding Control. You want to drag the corners to try and make the image look a bit flat on the floor. So I'd say about that looks good. That looks like a good shadow if you ask me. Sometimes if you zoom out a bit, sorry about the noise this. That there is a train. They can piss me off. Anyway, if you go ahead and hold Control, it actually does make it, if you go ahead and zoom out even and do the cropping, it does give you a bit more perspective. So I'd say that's quite a good shadow. So then what we're going to go ahead and do is just go right click on it, go blending options, which will open up this here. And then what you want to go ahead and do is come down to color overlay right here, select it, select the color black, boom, then boom, you got your shadow. What we're then going to do, because it is quite rough, we're going to actually go ahead, get the rubber, get the hardness, put the hardness on 0, bring the size right down.
That's what she said.
Go ahead and run around this, right, like so. And tell me what you think about this type of video, these tutorial videos. Are they helpful? Do you use them? And also, if you do go ahead and make one of these, be sure to either tweet me on Twitter or on DM or tag me on Instagram when you post your pictures, because I'd love to see some of the stuff that you guys go ahead and make. So yeah, it'd be nice to know that people are using these tutorials. Boom, there you go, there is your shadow. What you're going to want to go ahead and do is just turn the opacity right down on that to about there. That looks cool. What you're going to go ahead and do, just Control T, holding Control, just drag it around a bit. That's looking quite good if you ask me. Boom, it's looking nice. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to go ahead and rasterize that layer. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is group these two layers by going and holding shift at the top one, holding shift, clicking at the bottom one, and then just clicking merge layers. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to actually I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to duplicate the layer by pressing Control J, and then what I'm going to come up here and do is I'm going to go filter, other, high pass, and I'm going to add a high pass to it. So I set mine to 10%, like that. And then what you're going to come down here and do is where it says normal, you want to change it to overlay, and boom, that adds a high pass to it. So you can kind of see the difference. It just sharpens it a bit, and I'm going to turn the opacity down on my one because it's actually a bit too sharp. Yeah, that's good. But of course you don't need to have the high pass at all, depending on how you like it. So that's what it's looking like at the minute. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to open up my graphics pack. My graphics pack, there'll be a link in the description. Use code microwave for 10% off everything on the store for the next 3 days. If you're watching this within 3 days, you know them notification people, you can go ahead and get a discount of code microwave at checkout for 10% off everything. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to go ahead and open up my graphics pack, which is called Insane. Here we have it, if it wants to load. Boom. We're going to go to the color corrections page, and we're just going to pick a color correction that we want to put onto our picture. So you can play around with the color corrections. You can play around with the opacity of them. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at them all. This one looks quite cool. Oh, if you actually mix both of them together, it looks quite nice. I think I might use this one right here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the opacity down a bit. And that basically is just a really nice filter that gets put onto it. The only thing that I think would bother me at the minute is my shadow here is looking quite light and these shadows are looking quite dark. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to merge these layers together again by holding shift at the top, holding shift at the bottom, and merging them. And I'm going to go ahead and get my polygon lasso tool, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut straight across there, straight across here, and up to there, like so. And as you can see right now, the shadow, I'm going to press Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste it in. So now I've got two of the same shadows, and I'm going to just move it into the correct place, which is about there. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to click this little icon here. No, this not that one. I'm going to select the layer, and I'm going to click Adjustments up here, and then I'm going to click on Hue and Saturation, if I can find it. Hue and Saturation right here, and Lightness. I'm actually going to turn up the lightness of just this layer here. So if you hold Alt, I believe, and click on it, then it will actually only do it for this layer. So you're just going to want to turn the lightness up on it until it sort of matches with the one that you've got here. So I'm going to merge that down. Now these are kind of matching. And that is basically how to make yourself float. You can add whatever you want, any other color corrections that you want to add. You can add a bit of smoke if you want. I might add a bit of smoke to mine. So if I come down and go to the smoke bit in my pack, and then I select, I think this one will work cool because this one's quite long and flat. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add this smoke just below there. I know it doesn't make a big difference, but it's there nonetheless. And as you can see, I need to obviously change it because there is a black background. So you can select either lighten, screen works as well. So I'm going to have a bit of smoke there, and then I'm going to turn the opacity down. Boom, that is your picture. I'm going to go ahead and post it on Instagram right now, and yeah, that is basically it for this picture. If you like this video, please do drop a like, share with your friends, subscribe if you're new, and go ahead and tweet me or tag me in your Instagram posts if you did use this little trick to make yourself float. It makes a really cool Instagram picture, especially if you're into Instagramming. This will be perfect for you. It'll be perfect for a portfolio, Facebook post, Instagram, whatever. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, please do drop a like, share with your friends, subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.
Her body's gold like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine, we all fine. Sunny day dreams and we up now. Vodka lemonade, I serve it up